Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today I have a new foundation review for you guys. I finally was able to get my hands on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I know it's been a while since it's been out, but I don't know, I just haven't gone to the store and gotten it before. But no, I finally got it when I went to New York a couple of weeks ago with my mom. So that's what we're going to do our review on today. Just so everyone knows, my shade is Natural Beige. I feel like it might be a little too dark for me because I have lost some color, but we'll see what happens. But really quickly, I'm just going to read you guys what it says on the box so that you know what their claims are and everything like that. Alright, so it says it's an oil-free, undetectable, medium to full coverage foundation. It has coconut water in it, alpine rose, and hyaluronic acid. It says this oil-free foundation masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin. Coverage so undetectable and skin so naturally radiant they'll think you were born this way. Then it has a tip. It says tip for I woke up like this perfection. Apply from center of the face outward and blend. Build to full coverage by layering as needed. 100% said this foundation blurred their imperfections, 98% said this foundation made their skin look absolutely perfect, and 97% said this foundation provided natural coverage. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to start out with priming my face first because I always prime my face, and then I'm going to put the foundation on top of it. So now I'm just going to go in with the foundation. I'm just going to put a pump on the back of my hand. So I put about that much. It is a little bit runny, as you can see, like it's running down my hand. And I actually like that. Like I don't obviously like a thick foundation because that's when you get cakey and it just feels gross. And I actually really like that this has a pump. It's a lot better than a dropper or when you just straight pour it out of the bottle. So I really like that they have a pump with this foundation. Alright, so I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender and I'm just going to dip it in and apply it all over the face. So I forgot to mention in the beginning what type of skin I have. So I typically have dry skin, but sometimes it also leads more towards combo. So sometimes when I wear foundations, my oils do break through a little bit more. So I did just want to let you guys know the skin type that I have so you know if this foundation would work for your skin type or not. Alright, so that did go on really nicely and I felt like one pump really was enough to cover my whole face. It's not necessarily full coverage, but on the medium coverage spectrum, it's more towards full than medium for sure, but you would definitely need a second layer if you did want to make it full coverage. I don't really necessarily want full coverage in a foundation, so this is actually perfect for me. But I am just going to zoom you guys in a little bit just to show you like the texture on my face and everything like that. Alright, so as you can see right over here, I had a little scab. Well, I have a little scab. And it didn't really like go over it that well. I mean, it covered it, but it still looks a little flaky. And then around my nose, it looks fine. And everywhere else, it looks really, really good. And it has like a nice glow to it, which I like. You know, overall I really, really like it. It feels really nice. It's not tacky or anything. And I feel like it didn't emphasize like my pores or anything. So I'm just going to do the rest of my makeup really quick. I will be back to tell you guys how everything applied on top of it. And I will see you guys in just a couple of minutes. Alright guys, so I am done with all of my makeup. It's just really simple. I just did some eyeliner and some mascara and then I just did the rest of my face. Everything went on very well on top of it, like my concealer, all my powders and everything like that. Nothing looks too cakey, nothing looks very powdery, nothing looks very dry. Like I said before, the only part of my face that does kind of look dry is the area right over here by my eyebrow where I have that scab. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. So I am, again, just going to zoom you in really quick just to show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like all over the face. The only part I see a little bit of more dryness is right over here in between my eyebrows, but that is typical for me. So just right over here. So right now it is almost 11:30. I do have work at 5, so I think I'm going to check in right before I have work. And then I'm also going to check in after work because I get out a lot later. So I will see you guys in a couple of hours. Alright guys, so I am back. It is now 4:17 and it's been roughly 5 hours? Yeah, around 5 hours. And I'm kind of iffy already. I was looking in the mirror and I kind of noticed that around my nose and especially on my chin, I am a little bit more oily than I typically am in other foundations. I set my foundation with setting spray and everything once I was done with all of my makeup, so it is kind of weird that already oils are starting to break out, but I will zoom you in just so you guys can see. So I don't know if you guys can see, like around my chin and like over here are starting to get really oily. Other than that, everything looks good. Like around my nose looks fine. My forehead looks okay. I don't know, it's just mostly like these areas I'm worried about. Other than that particular issue, the foundation is wearing okay. It doesn't feel oily, it just looks a little oily in those areas, so I don't feel like it's like slipping off my face. It hasn't faded anywhere around my cheeks where sometimes it does, like over in this area. A little bit on my nose has faded. I'm not sure if you guys noticed in the little zoom in that I did before, but right on like the bridge of my nose, it's kind of fading. Like you can see the pink of my skin tone show through. But other than that, I don't have any complaints. So that is it for this check-in. I will see you guys again in a couple of hours. And I am back. It is now 10:11 at night. I just got home from work. And I'm here to give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation. But before I do that, I'm just going to zoom you guys in one last time so you can see the status of my face. So as you can see, I'm like super oily right over here on my chin and also like on my forehead. It hasn't really changed in between my eyebrows, and I think my nose looks somewhat okay. My nose is a little shiny. I mean, it also has to do with my highlight that I have on, but it's still very shiny. Okay, so overall thoughts on this foundation. It is super, super lightweight, and I really do like the coverage that it gives. Unfortunately, it does make me a little bit more oily than I really am even with a luminous foundation. I did have to blot 2 or 3 times during the day. And what I noticed is that with my oil blotting sheet, there was some transfer of foundation onto the oil sheets, so you do have to be careful with that. You might need to touch up or something like that when you blot during the day. As an overall foundation, it is good. I would probably use a mattifying primer the next time that I try this out because I just feel like I need a little bit more control with my oils. In the foundation's defense, I did use a luminous primer. I used my Becca backlight priming filter for today because that is the primer that I pretty much always use. It's very rare that I use any other one. If I do use a different one, it's my Benefit Professional, but I only use it like in my T-zone. I don't really put it all over my face. But I did use a luminous primer, so that could also be why the oils are a little bit more uncontrollable than with other primers that I could use. So I feel like using a mattifying primer would definitely work with someone with combination skin like I have right now. Possibly in the winter this would be a good foundation because in the winter I tend to be very dry, like literally no oils are coming out of my face. So I feel like this might be good for me in the winter or something like that. But overall, the color was good, the longevity was good, like it really didn't fade around my cheek area. And other than the oils, it really was a good foundation. It's very lightweight and it does look really, really nice. It's just I definitely did need to blot during the day. So yeah, that is it for today, guys. That is my review on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I have videos coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, so don't forget to come back on those days, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.